get you onto the internet. And the show is uploaded onto 4 different platforms for your viewing and pleasure. And then again, uh, lion's share listen to the radio across the country, and the show does air at different times in different markets. Check your local listings. Number of things to talk about with you today. Going to do a tutorial on a concept on a set of disorders that you most likely don't know much about. Doesn't get much play until something really bad happens. I'll explain. There's another food recall. We'll get into that briefly. They're just all over the place all the time. And a weight loss strategy that has been around a while and is back in the news. It's always in the news. I'll share it with you. It's probably most likely you know something about this approach, and we'll discuss that as well. I might review the 2019's most and least stressed cities in America. Introduced that yesterday. Wallet Hub, they do a lot of survey work, apparently, and reported on the most. I don't know what's going on in Fremont, California. I have not. I lived in California. I have not been to Fremont. I'm not even sure where Fremont is. And is that in Southern California?
I believe so.
You better check. I tell you about Fremont and where the most stressed cities are and why. You won't be surprised, but where you live makes a difference. Oftentimes, that's out of our span of influence. Say, well, you just get up and move. Yeah, well, for some people, that's pretty hard to do.
Fremont's down by San Jose, so it's way south California. Oh, wait, no, that's North California.
That's Northern California.
Yeah, Northern California.
Yeah, San Jose.
Right outside of San Jose.
Right. Huh. Do you know the way to San Jose?
Sing it for us.
I used to work with this one musician. He couldn't sing a lick. And he said, the only time I sing is when I get paid. So I said,
fair enough.
Fair enough. You don't want to hear me sing. So that voice, that was not Gary, unless something happened overnight that I don't know about, some operation or whatever, but that was Katie.
It was the gym.
There's Gary's voice. Were you lifting heavy boxes or something, buddy? What happened to you? Yeah. And we always enjoy talking with you, not to you, at you, but with you, and to engage with you in conversation. I know people have apprehension in calling. I know what the statistics are and the number of people that call and why they call, but I keep trying to encourage, and it is a numbers game. The bigger the audience, the more people that will call. It's just but the percentage, relatively speaking, doesn't change. It's a very small percentage. This thing called communication apprehension gets in the way. People get anxious. Called CA, communication anxiety, communication apprehension. It's a real concept. It's real.
Yeah, I'm excited about today. We have a big change coming today.
Change. And that is?
We're going to do the LTN health question of the day a little bit earlier in the show.
Right. Okay. So Gary's right. In the second hour, we usually have the LTN health question of the day. If you get the right answer, you want a $25 supplement gift card. We usually do that in the last block. We're going to change that. We're going to do it at the bottom of the hour in the second hour. That's going to give more people more time to call in and maybe, get to talk to some more people. We like that. And also for more people just to participate in it. So we'll do that today. Young woman, before we go further, have Gary, I'm going to ask Gary to tell you, in terms of making contact with the show and connecting, this is the way you can do that.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Follow us, like us, and share us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition, And go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to that YouTube channel at Let's Talk Nutrition on YouTube, where everything is archived by title. It's also closed caption for the hearing impaired. And if you subscribe, you get a live alert every time we come on air.
A young woman by the name of Megan Hefford. She lived in Australia. Young woman, a beautiful young woman, 25 years of age, a mom. When she gave birth to her child, after she went into, according to reports, and one basically from her mother said that, quote, she suffered crippling postnatal depression, close quote. And then her mom went on to say that after seeing a doctor, she was prescribed some medication which helped, but there was a catch. The tablets made Megan gain 14 pounds in weight, close quote. When that happened, Megan decided to take matters into her own hands, try to take charge of her health, and became very much involved in physical activity, going to the gym, working out, taking dietary supplements, taking protein, and so on, protein supplement, powder products, and started to reshape her body, the composition of her body, body to fat, muscle to fat ratio. And she even won some trophies. She apparently competed in some contests. And there's some photographs of her. And she, lovely young woman, beautiful person here. And her mother is heartbroken. And her mom's heartbroken because they found Megan unresponsive. You can't make this up. And this goes to the story that I was alluding to about this particular disorder. Megan was hell-bent on sculpting her body such that she felt better about herself. And you gotta commend that and support that. Unbeknownst to Megan, her mom, and her doctors, Megan had a genetic flaw. And she suffered, the genetic flaw is associated with the disorder. It's more than one condition. It's called urea cycle disorders. Urea cycle disorders. There's more than one because the enzymes involved. If you have a genetic mutation that affects one, or can affect different enzymes. And so that's why there's more than one version of urea cycle disorder. And that's what she suffered from. And she didn't know. And she was doing something that contributed to her own death. And that was she was consuming a large amount of protein. According to the, it turns out, and I'm trying to do this tutorial so it's not real complicated. Urea cycle disorder has an impact on the way your body will remove ammonia. Ammonia in the bloodstream is bad news. When we come back, I'll do a quick tutorial on urea cycle disorders. I've never talked about it on the show before. This, unfortunately, serves as an occasion to do that. These particular disorders are rare, but nevertheless they exist. And in this case, it cost this young woman's life. Come back to LTN, coast to coast and globally.
nutrients with aged garlic extract. Aged garlic extract has been clinically shown to support a healthy immune response and reduce both the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms. Help me protect you with Kyolic supplements and nutritional drink mixes to fortify your immune health today. Available at fine natural health retailers.
Science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649. This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book, Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Urea cycle disorder. Well, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. I suspect probably not, most people listening today are not familiar with this disorder. It's really a number of disorders, urea cycle disorders. Young woman in Australia gives birth to a baby. She gets depressed. They put her on medication. She gains 14 pounds. Decides, well, I'm going to do something about this, and begins a exercise regimen that's pretty rigorous, and starts to take shape, no pun intended. Wins some trophies, competes, doing well. She's eating, taking protein products, some other supplements. Well, one day they found her unresponsive. She was dead. And she was diagnosed they did an autopsy and they figured out that she suffered from urea cycle disorder. And she didn't know. And she was doing something that contributed to her own demise. She was consuming too much protein. Oh boy. This particular set of disorders, how can I put this? When you consume protein, I want to make this tutorial so that you understand it, and I understand it too. When you consume protein, the body has to, of course, digest it and then metabolize it. And then you get the byproduct. You end up with ammonia, and the ammonia in the bloodstream is not a good thing, and the body needs to be able to remove the ammonia. Well, implicated in all this are a set of enzymes that become implicated. And if you have any one of these, due to a genetic defect, any one of these enzymes that's not working or not present, then you end up with ammonia. And you have a number of different enzymes here. They're long names: carbamyl phosphate synthase, orthonine transcarbamylase, arginine inositol synthase deficiency, arginosuccinate lysate deficiency, arginase deficiency, all these different enzymes. I keep saying on this show, and over the years I've come to really understand and appreciate the role of enzymes. And they are at the center of everything that happens metabolically in our body. They are involved in every chemical reaction. When you have genetic defects that affects these enzymes, you end up with a condition like this, for example, urea cycle disorder. Enzymes are in many ways the metabolic ball game. No enzymes, you die. That's a fact, because you wouldn't be able to have any chemical reactions. They are the ones that cause these reactions. They speed the reactions up, and that's just the way it is. It's biology. Clinical manifestations of this disorder, signs and symptoms, they range from mild fatigue or feeling lethargic to losing your sense of inspiration and ambition. You have an altered mental status. You can go into a coma, and then you can die. Manifestations in females with OTC deficiency range from growth failure. This happens a lot in children, infants and children. Developmental delay, psychiatric abnormalities, episodic, especially postpartum hyperammonemia, which is too much ammonia in the bloodstream. And it goes on and on. You can have vomiting, you can have lethargy, all the seizures, intellectual disability, cerebral edema. There are a lot of signs and symptoms. Apparently, in the case of this young woman, Megan Efford, apparently her mom noticed that one day she had some tremors. And that's the only thing that's reported. That's how she was presenting. That was the sign that something was wrong. But apparently they didn't follow up or whatever went on, and then they found the young woman dead. Diagnosis of urea cycle disorder. Oftentimes people don't have any good reason to do it unless they're getting some of these signs and symptoms. And when she was consuming all this protein, she was creating too much ammonia, and the body was not able to remove it from the bloodstream and caused her demise. So there you go. Again, she was not aware. Her mother has the same. Apparently they tested her mother. She inherited the genetic defect from her mom. Here's a way to contact
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Okay.
Tragic.
Yeah, it's very tragic.
She was a beautiful young woman. She was trying to do the right thing. The only issue I take here, Gary, is that her mom is upset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, her mom is very upset. And her mom was saying that natural products, sort of blaming the natural products industry, and it's not regulated, and you got these products on the market. She was taking too much protein. She was just consuming too much protein. I mean, I understand why her mom is upset.
Without the advice of a doctor.
Right. Well, that's right. Without the advice of a physician, she set about to,
I got a question over Facebook. How much protein is too much when we come back?
A good question.
Don't be stressed out. Natural and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hepinol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oregonol.com.
1250 WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
Hey friends, this is Frank Cotto, the host of the Business Happy Hour. Myself, Ryan Pelkey, and Doug Ford will be live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. We are the #1 show for business and entrepreneurship in Tampa, so tune in every Wednesday on 1250 live at 11 a.m.
News on 1250 WHNZ.
The number of hepatitis A cases in Florida continues to rise. State health officials say there were 85 new cases last week. That brings the total to nearly 1,900 this year. The majority of those are continuing to come out of Pasco, Pinellas, and Volusia counties. A father of 2 young children was supposed to be at home watching the kids, but instead was at a strip club getting drunk. Abigail Downey with the Suncoast Center tells News Channel 8 in Tampa.
No child should have to go through something like that. Every child should be safe in their bed, at home, with parents who take care of them and love them.
Deputies say the suspect's 11-year-old son has severe autism and was found in a urine-soaked diaper. There's a moon landing reunion at the Kennedy Space Center as those who were part of the Apollo 11 launch are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the liftoff. With Florida's News, I'm Chris Trankman.
From the 1250 WHNZ Florida Central Auto Loans Traffic Center.
Crash investigation in Brandon still has westbound Brandon Parkway shut down just before Town Center Boulevard. Use Lumsden to get around this. Slow traffic on westbound I-4 from before 22nd Street to 275. And we're still seeing delays on northbound 275 on the Howard Franklin Bridge. It lightens up just past West Shore Boulevard. See traffic problems, call the injury firm, Abrahamson Eudora Killsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples is your back-to-school destination. Get all the supplies you need at incredibly low prices. This week, Staples Standard View 1-inch binders in assorted colors are just $1.92. In-store only. Offer ends 8/31/19 while supplies last. Staples.
At Indeed, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate. But you're not hiring a resume, you're hiring a person. That's why Indeed offers tools that help bridge the gap between a candidate and the resume. Like skill tests, which let you actually see a candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit for the job. See beyond the resume with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Wesley had IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Coming after my house, my car. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
Wesley called Optima Tax Relief.
Oh, they were great people. Optima Tax. They know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
Optima Tax Relief. From the Weather Center, Abrahamson and Uterwick, theinjurylawyers.com. Drive safely. Pinellas Hillsborough.
Your Tampa Bay forecast, mostly sunny and warming fast today with a 30% chance of showers and storms. High 92. Tonight, showers taper off, low 79. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a 40% rain chance with a high 92. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Ashley Home Store.
Ashley Home Store is breaking all the rules by bringing Black Friday to July. Hurry in for big deals and for a limited time save up to 50% or get no interest for 72 months with no minimum purchase. Ashley Home Store, this is home.
Hi, it's Schmidt. I've joined with Robert Harwood of the Harwood Financial Group to bring you a different type of financial radio program. There's a lot of noise out there, but we cut through the clutter and bring you important information so you can navigate the tumultuous financial markets. Robert brings you relevant and timely information that your stockbroker might not be sharing with you. Fun, entertaining, relevant, and unpredictable. After all, it's me, Schmidt. Win at retirement, right after the Schmidt Show, Monday through Friday, 6:06 p.m. on 1250 WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. For a young woman in Australia, had a disorder. It's a constellation of disorders, urea cycle disorder, and she didn't know it. Gets into a weight loss program, physical exercise, activity, exercise regimen, does great, starts winning contests. She's 25. She had a little girl. She gave birth and gained a lot of weight after they put her on medication for postpartum depression. Took matters into her own hands, and she was doing great. She didn't know that she had a genetic disorder, and it was urea cycle disorder. She consumed too much protein, it creates too much urea, ammonia. Ammonia gets into the bloodstream, and you die. And that's what happens in a nutshell. So the question came up. We had a question from the Facebook.
Yeah, from our Facebook page, and the question is how much is too much protein?
Good question. This is often debated among nutritionists, dietitians, and athletes and coaches and whomever, and just lay people that hear about protein and end up with some misconceptions. And nevertheless, there are only 3 macronutrients: protein, carbohydrate, and fat. All right. We have RDAs, recommended daily allowances for protein, and it depends on a number of factors: your age, your gender, whether you're pregnant, pregnancy and breastfeeding, activity levels, and so on. Your health, general health, any number of variables. The general recommendation that you see repeated over and over again is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Kilogram is what? 2.2 pounds, Gary?
Yeah, about that. 2.2.
Check my work. See. 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Is that right? Kilogram, 2.2 pounds? Now, they have charts and tables. You go to the Institute of Medicine, IOM, am I right?
Yeah.
2.2? All right. So you will see for infants and children, from 0 to 6 months, all the way up to 4 to 8 years of age, they will tell you how much how many grams per day a person should have. For example, a child 1 to 3 years old, 13 grams of protein a day. That's it. Child 4 to 8, 19 grams. You take somebody 18 years of age. They recommend RDA is about 52 grams of protein a day for males. For females, it's somewhere around 46. Pregnant or breastfeeding women, they recommend the RDA is 71 grams of protein per day. So they have these standards. Now, 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. For every 2.2 pounds, 0.8 grams. Some people will go off and do 1 gram of protein per body weight, per pound of body weight, or per kilogram of body weight. Let's say you're very physically active. Let's say that you're an Olympic athlete. You're probably going to do 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight instead of for every kilogram, for every 2.2 pounds. So if you go to the Institute of Medicine, you'll see these recommendations laid out. In my opinion, people oftentimes err on the side of consuming too much protein. It puts a heavy strain on your kidneys. And if you have urea cycle disorder, that's the last thing you want to be doing. And how are you going to know unless you get tested for that genetic flaw? So you have to be prudent in using these dietary supplement products, protein products, and whatnot. And people they think that eating the protein, you're only going to be able to metabolize so much of it, and the rest is going to be, pushed off as waste or turned into fat. There are calories too, right? Go to Cornelia, Georgia. Randy, welcome to the show.
Yeah, there's a good article on excess protein on Wikipedia under rabbit starvation, and they call it that because rabbit meat is usually very lean, not enough fat, and that article explains that a human liver can only metabolize 200 to 300 grams of protein per day.
Exactly. That's exactly the point I was making. You can only metabolize so much of it, Randy. That's a great. So that on the Wikipedia, what was the title for the article?
Rabbit starvation. It's because of some people, if they eat too much lean meat, like rabbit meat is very lean and fat. There's not enough fat, and usually the protein causes death because the liver can't metabolize it, but it also causes death because you're not getting enough fat.
Yeah, and this is again, your comments are well taken and appropriate. As I always say, there's only 3 macronutrients: protein, carbohydrate, and fat. And your body, when you start to eliminate one of those or diminish the consumption of one and increase the consumption of another, whatever combination you're going to do here, you can end up in a difficult metabolic situation and can be, serve yourself up a bad dose of bad health. I just don't, somebody was just asking me yesterday about the ketogenic diet. They called me, and they have a relative who's on this ketogenic diet. And I said it has its purpose short term for weight loss. It's not sustainable for a lifetime because it's a high-fat diet, very moderate protein, and hardly any carbohydrate. And I said that you can't live that way and expect to have good health for any length of time. This person's been on that eating program for her relative for a couple of years. And I said she needs to transition off of that and find a way of eating that's sustainable. So one has to be very careful not to be lured into these fad diets. And your point, it's called the rabbit starvation. I found it's protein poisoning. That's the heading under the Wikipedia article. And, we have listeners and viewers out there that are very dialed in. So like Randy, for example, and he's absolutely right. And I appreciate that reference, Randy. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Food has consequences, good and bad. In this case, too much protein cost the life of this young woman.
Night's rest naturally.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Did you know that you have 3 brains? Yes, you heard right. Exciting new research reveals you have 3 brains: your head brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. These 3 brains are like an orchestra with billions of neurons working together to create a harmonic symphony. This intricate relationship between these 3 brains impacts your mental, emotional, and physical health. The 3 Brain Supplements from Natural Factors is a bold new innovation in mental health. It provides a whole-body approach to balance brain health and well-being. Start with the 3 Brains Total Kit, which includes 5 supplements that are essential for 3 brain health. The kit provides foundational support for all 3 of your brains. Then, depending on your unique needs, choose from Higher Thoughts to enhance brain performance, Mental Sunshine for healthy mood balance, Serene Mind to relieve stress-related fatigue, or The Best Sleep for restful sleep. Learn more at 3brainshealth.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. VDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. I was telling Gary during the commercial break that over the weekend I was, just sitting on the sofa for a moment, and I was going through the channels, and I came across the History Channel, and they have a series on, and I had never seen it before, and it got my attention right away. And it's a series called, it's a TV reality series called Alone. It's an American series. The first, second, and fourth seasons were filmed on northern Vancouver Island, British Columbia. We have guests from the Vancouver Island, British Columbia area, and they have them in other places in the world, Mongolia, Argentina, Patagonia. They put them in these very remote environments, very extreme, and they start off with 10 contestants. And what I was in this one, they were in the Arctic, I believe, in this one series that I was watching, the one season. I think it said Alone Arctic. The conditions were so extreme, and these people had to know, they had to be able to hunt, they had to be able to build shelters, fend for themselves in a very real way. And these are very experienced survivalists. Some of them had been in the military, and they were. They had to know a lot about nutrition. They had to know a lot about what plants are out there in the wild that they could eat, what to eat, what not to eat. For example, this one fellow, he was fishing, he was trying to catch fish, and he did. He caught this fish, and she was carrying eggs, and he had worked in a fishery. So he knew how to get the eggs out of the fish and consume the eggs, high in protein, vitamins and minerals and whatnot. But there was it was also pointed out that while it was a good food source, he was at risk because those eggs can have tapeworms in them. Right?
Right.
I didn't know that. And so the knowledge, they had to understand nutrition. You know what they were searching for a lot?
Protein.
Protein, but fat. Fat. The protein was necessary. They needed fat because the fat has 9 calories per gram, and they were hunting for foods that were high in fat. And they understood this. I mean, their knowledge of nutrition was pretty remarkable. And I was so intrigued with their ability. It was all about the food at the end of the day and protecting yourself from the environment. So it got me to thinking about our ancient ancestors and hunters and gatherers. In day to day, they were in survival school every single day. If you think about it, every single day, Gary.
The Inuits up in Alaska get to slaughter a whale once a year.
Well, yeah, and it's high in fat. So, and they figured that out over hundreds and thousands of years, I guess, in their culture, that those foods, and they work well for them. Now, we talk about the stress of modern society, and it is stressful. we should not underestimate, in millions of years of evolution, through natural selection, here we are today in the biological condition we find ourselves. And we violate it all the time. And we're not paying attention to not just our biology, but how it was determined. And watching this series, it just brought to mind the tremendous stress that our ancient ancestors must have been under every single day just to survive. The weather, all the elements, food, lack of food. We developed we naturally selected to do what? Hold on to calories, to store fat. To store fat. That's why we're struggling. We have an ancient biology and a modern food society, technological society, where food is abundant, but it's not necessarily all good food. Much of it is highly processed food that causes us to gain weight, which is our natural predisposition. Our natural predisposition is not to lose weight, it is to gain weight. It was a survival mechanism. It took millions of years for us to naturally select through evolution. And when you think of the current obesity epidemic and what's going on, much of it is underpinned by our own biology. And our own biology is serving as our own demise. And it's just a different way to think about this. And the food, and when I keep saying food has consequences, well, yeah, that's an obvious point. But the obvious escapes us. And this food culture that we have developed in our country is a food culture that is prone to disease. It's disease-based, early death-based way of eating. And that's a fact. And that's why this show, where it's called Let's Talk Nutrition for a reason. You talk nutrition, you better live it, talk it, and eat it in a way that's going to serve you well. But walk into a grocery store, much of what's in there is so highly processed and so deleterious to your health if consumed in large quantities. And that's what's going on. But this series alone is remarkable. It demonstrates the stress and the strain of survival. And it's amazing that we're even walking around as a species. It's truly amazing. Because when you look to see what these very experienced survivalists, that's the only way you can get on the show. You have to have credentials to get on there. They struggle to stay alive and to find food. And as a species, we're and other species as well, quite remarkable. That really underscored for me how difficult it has been over millions and millions of years for our species to survive and to be where we are. Amazing. It's worth watching. I came across it by chance. It's called Alone. It's on the History Channel. If you have any interest in watching people try to figure out how to survive. One lady came across a tree, and there was sap coming out of the tree. She was literally licking the tree. She said, "This is a treat." And they get so isolated, the psychological stress, the physical stress, the stress and the strain is then when they can't make it, they have a phone, and they can call, and then they come and rescue them. And they have to say, "I'm tapping out." This one grown man, he got infected with a bacterium, and he was dying, and he was weeping. He didn't want to tap out, but he knew if he didn't, he was going to die. And human nature, man, amazing.
by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC.
The Rays play on Tampa Bay Sports Radio, WDAE.
To the wall, let's go!
Catch every pitch of Rays baseball in Pasco on 96.7 FM and all over Tampa Bay on 620 AM. Rays up.
You can wear the same threads as Blake Snell on Saturday when the Rays host the White Sox. All fans will receive a Blake Snell replica jersey presented by Suncoast Credit Union. Don't miss any of the action. Visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays up.
Dana Lash and the Dana Show on 1250 WHNZ.
All of these people go out of the Tupperware Fresh collegiate brainwashing emporium, and they go right into government on the public teat. People like Bernie Sanders. Oh, well, he's only ever worked at public jobs. Oh, he wrote for a zine briefly. Is that not the most hipster-rific thing you've ever heard in your life? He sounds like the best guy to sit here and determine policy.
The Dana Show. Weeknights 10 to midnight on 1250 WHNZ. 1250 wins WHNZ Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Peter King, live at the Kennedy Space Center. It was 50 years ago this morning.
0, all engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
The launch that sent the first humans to the moon. They've done a reenactment of sorts here, but in Huntsville, Alabama, known as Rocket City, they shot off 5,000 model rockets to celebrate. Apollo 11 Command Module pilot Michael Collins moments ago saying the crew felt the weight of the world on their shoulders back then.
And we wanted to do the best we possibly could, put our best foot forward.
And 4 days later, Neil Armstrong did just that at Tranquility Base. I'm Peter King, live at the Kennedy Space Center. Now with more CBS News, here's Deborah Rodriguez.
President Trump is tweeting again about 4 minority congresswomen who've been critical of his administration. A day after a series of controversial posts, the president says they're the ones who've been spewing what he calls vile things. And he says if they hate this country and aren't happy here, they should leave. Texas Congressman Will Hurd on the original tweets.
The tweets are racist and xenophobic, period, in the story, and they're also not accurate.
He's among the few Republicans taking the president to task. Ohio's Jim Jordan.
Come on, of course the president's not racist, but he's frustrated like so many Americans are.
CBS News has learned criminal charges will not be brought against New York City police officers in the 2014 chokehold death of Eric Garner. His case helped form the Black Lives Matter movement. A new federal report shows kids are still being mean to each other online.
1 in 5 students aged 12 to 18 reports being bullied, and 15% of them say they were bullied online. That's up 3.5% in just 2 years. Girls are 3 times as likely to be bullied online as boys. White kids, somewhat more likely than other races. Yet a federal report notes overall rates of bullying in schools have remained steady. So it's not completely clear if online bullying is actually increasing or whether kids are getting better at recognizing and reporting it. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Meek Mill will be in court in Philadelphia today asking an appeals court to overturn his 2008 gun and drug conviction. The rapper maintains he was sentenced to 2 to 4 years for probation violations because of a judge who held a grudge against him.
My son lived in New Jersey, but I lived in Philadelphia, and the bridge is a 15-minute ride. It's just a bridge. I couldn't go get my son from school.
Just captured Chance the Snapper. A Chicago police spokesman says the elusive alligator that's been hiding out in a lagoon at Humboldt Park was corralled overnight. 4.5-foot-long gator is scheduled to make an appearance at a news conference in an hour from now. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, Babbel.com, or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. Right now, get your first month supply for free. All you pay is just $5 for your medical consultation when you go to 4hims.com/good. After that, it's just $30 for a month's supply. Sure beats paying big bucks for just one blue pill, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need an awkward in-person doctor's appointment to get the prescription. Hims has doctors online who can prescribe the medication, and a pharmacy sends it right to your door. It's affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To get your first order for just $5, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/good. That's 4hims.com/good for your first month for just $5. 4hims.com/good.
Have a crash at State Road 54 and Norris Bridge and wreck in the center lane on 7 Springs Boulevard at Mitchell Ranch Road. Serious accident investigation still blocks westbound Brandon Parkway between Lakewood Drive and Town Center Boulevard. And we're slow northbound on 275 from Kennedy to West Shore. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Nito Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by KFC. Hurry down to the nearest KFC to try the new Cheeto Sandwich, a KFC chicken sandwich with Cheeto sauce and actual Cheetos on it. It's only available for a limited time. The future has bright orange fingers, folks, and it's still finger-licking good.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today. And Charlotte Trask is our guest in this hour. On yesterday, we'll bring Charlotte on in a moment. On yesterday's show, I was reporting on a study about a correlation, an odd correlation at first blush, between bone loss and the quality of our social relationships, not necessarily the quantity. And I was talking about that, and I was reporting on it and some of the nuances of the study and this and that. And I received an email. I can't reveal the name of the person. I don't have permission to do that. I feel I can, though, share with you what this person wrote. I found it to be, it sort of captures what this show is about, in that trying to provoke thought, provoke action, have people reflect upon the issues that we're zeroed in on at any given moment or focused on, and then to share your thoughts and your feelings. I don't think that necessarily the listener, the person didn't call in, but she did write to me. And I'll read some of the email without revealing the name and revealing any, I'll leave stuff out in the email that would give a hint as to who it might be. She says, I'm listening to your radio. Good morning, Dr. Garko. I'm listening to your radio program. Interesting correlation between bone loss and social relationships. She's right. It is an interesting relationship. I understand the cortisol issue due to the mental stress of trying to get along with other people. I mentioned yesterday that psycho-emotional stress, the hypothesis was the bone loss was attributable to psycho-emotional stress due to the lack of quality relationships in the person's life. In a word, that's what it was. She said the person reveals her age. She's in her 60s. I won't tell you the age. She's already fallen. She says, I have already fallen and broken both wrists. She mentions that I have osteopenia, and I'm doing resistance exercise, which I recommended, taking supplements and eating well. From my perspective, I'm wondering if the social aspect of bone loss could be due to a lack of a loving relationship. Then the listener goes on to talk about a particular relationship he has with somebody, and probably I'm inferring from the comments, and I don't want to reveal those because I might disclose who it is, that there could probably be a little bit more connection, intimacy, and these people have been together a very long time. The listener goes on to write, bonding with your mate, hugs, intimacy, etc., give people a sense of security and an ability to, quote, feel the love, close quote, given by others. It would seem to me, she writes, that is a factor in building bone strength as well. The correlation of physical touch and bone growth might affect other people in their social relationships too, especially those who are depressed. She says, Barbra Streisand was right. Quote, what the world needs now is love, sweet love, close quote. You all remember that song, right? Mm-hmm. Thanks for all the good you're doing. Have a great week, a regular listener. Now, that's a very intimate, self-disclosive, touching piece of correspondence. And it reminds me that the show, what we're trying to do is connect. And sharing that, when she shared that, I wanted to share it with you so that you understand that oftentimes the things that we talk about on the show, you're not alone. And that's why we always encourage you to call or write and to share what's on your mind. Because there are other people out there, thousands, listening and watching. You could have an influence on them. You could cause them to rethink what they're doing or to consider something new, in other words. And to understand that they're not alone. That can be very consoling. Oftentimes people get isolated. A large portion of this audience is older and alone. And loneliness and being alone is at epidemic levels in our society. And we talk, health is not just about biology. It's about our psychological, emotional state, our spiritual state of affairs and being. And our, as a phenomenologist would say, our being in the world, how we are situated at any given time. And it's complicated. And, the being alone is one thing. Being alone and suffering from loneliness and depression is a totally different matter. And if you don't think that can affect your health physically, then I'm not doing a good job in trying to lay that out on this show for 14 years. So I appreciate this listener's very touching and I think relevant piece of correspondence email. And we invite you to do the same.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. You can also go to our Facebook page at Let's Talk Nutrition. You can also go to our YouTube page and subscribe at Let's Talk Nutrition on YouTube. Again, everything is posted up there with titles, and it's closed caption for the hearing impaired. Over 70,000 views now.
Excellent. Charlotte Trass is my guest, and always enjoy having Charlotte on. And she, well, I'll let her tell you what she does for a living. Charlotte, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's great to have you on.
Thanks so much. It's great to be on, and thanks for that wonderful connection piece that you just did. I read that study myself the other day, and I'm so glad that you're covering it.
Oh, you saw that study. What an interesting correlation, right, between the quality of your social relationships and the quality of your bone health. Isn't that something?
Well, and is it really going to be a surprise? I mean, you look at women who are suffering from bone loss, and they're at a really interesting stage of life, and their relationships are changing. Sometimes they have kids going off to school or college, and, maybe, as we get older, we, of course, have to deal with loved ones passing away. And so all of those things can cause so much stress and questioning of ourselves and cortisol and stress. And then you have the hormonal issues, the thyroid issues. And when your body doesn't feel right, that causes its own stress, right?
Yeah.
So you have all these things happening, and I think that so many people can relate to this.
Yeah, definitely. The hypothesis as to what was causing the bone loss due to the poor quality of relationships was that the poor quality of the social relationships was inspiring or bringing about psycho-emotional stress. Mm-hmm. Well, and what's ironic too, Charlotte, is that physical stress is good for bone development. Doing resistance training, that inspires bone growth. But psycho-emotional stress debilitates our bone integrity. So there's sort of a paradox there about stress and bone health. This particular listener, she's doing the right things now. She's been diagnosed with osteopenia. She's doing resistance training. She's taking supplements, and she's eating a diet that she considers healthy to address the issue. Being alone is one thing, but perhaps even worse is living with somebody and still experiencing the sense of aloneness.
Oh yeah.
To me, that is tormenting.
Mm.
You know what I'm getting at?
Oh, 100%, absolutely.
Because you have a partner, and you're supposed to support one another, and as things happen with people, they can drift apart, not intentionally necessarily, not because of something bad that happened, just happens. Not attending to the garden, so to speak, right? And you're alone, and you're living with somebody, and they're just a roommate. That, to me, is even more disturbing. Come back. We'll see what's on Charlotte's mind.
Is getting a good night's sleep a challenge? Fortunately, there's a superior fast-acting sleep formula called Tranquil Sleep from Natural Factors. This non-habit-forming supplement contains a unique combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Celsius is a fitness drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only two ways a body burns fat: through increased heart rate and our increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Urban Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. We're coast to coast and we are global. Thank you for tuning in. You can catch us on your local radio station. You have to check your local listings as to when the show will air. Got time zone. We go on the air live 9:06 a.m. Monday through Friday. We're off at exactly what time, Katie? Is it
9:58
or 10:58? Is that what it is?
I guess 10 would be the correct answer. 10:57, 10:50.
Yeah, right. So it's round numbers 9 to 11 Eastern time. But again, it does air at different times in different markets, coast to coast. Trying to sneeze.
You okay? Bless you.
I'm just trying to figure out
I was trying to sneeze, but not sneeze into the mic. Charlotte Trask is our guest and educator for great company, New Chapter, and we love having her on. Charlotte, before we get to your what you wanted to chat about, are you familiar with the disorder called urea cycle disorder? Urea cycle disorder?
No. Oh, tell me about it.
Okay. This is interesting. A young woman living in Australia, Megan Hefford, 25, she got pregnant, gave birth to the child, and then suffered postpartum depression. And they put her on some medication for the depression, and she ended up gaining like 14 pounds. Well, she said, I'm going to do something about this. I'm presuming she took matters into her own hands. She started exercising, started taking supplements, protein product, and so on, and was doing so well. The photographs of her, she was a lovely young woman, beautiful young mom, and looked happy. They found her unresponsive. She had died. And they did an autopsy, I presume, and they discovered that she had a genetic disorder called urea cycle disorder. It's really a constellation of disorders depending on which enzyme is not working. And there are about 4 or 5 of them that are critical here to remove. You eat protein, turns into urea, which gets converted into ammonia. And if you get too much ammonia in the bloodstream, you have brain damage and you can die. And she did die. And she was doing the very thing that she shouldn't do, which was consuming too much protein. Because it gets turned into urea and then ammonia, and then, she ended up dying. It's just so tragic. And I confess, I was a little familiar with it, but having to report on it, I did a little bit of research on urea cycle disorder. It's from the urea cycle. I mean, ammonia, the urea usually gets converted into the ammonia, and the urea gets then taken out with the urine. But it's the ammonia that really is so deleterious, and you don't want that coursing in large quantities through the bloodstream. And that's what happened to this young woman. She inherited the gene defect from her mom, apparently. So if you look it up, you'll see it's a constellation of disorders called urea cycle disorders. Krebs, Krebs, the famous Krebs cycle, he discovered that urea cycle. He was amazing, that guy. The tricarboxylic acid cycle, or the Krebs cycle, or the citric acid cycle, all mean the same thing. He was responsible for that. So I thought I'd share that with you because I know you're interested in these things.
I'm so interested, and urea is excreted from the body in the urine, obviously, and I knew that if the pneumonia built up, that you would have a problem, especially.
You can suffer from encephalopathy.
Yes, and in your kidneys too. We see this a lot because, the keto trend is really big right now.
That's exactly what I said. Go ahead.
People are really excited about keto, and they think, and I think they wrongly think this, that
exactly.
you eat as much protein as you want, and you're going to lose weight. And look, a lot of people have been very successful on keto, and I think keto done properly, and that's the key there, done properly, is a great way to reduce carbohydrate intake and get your body into a state where you would be more likely to lose weight. But what I find is that they're getting bad advice off the internet, and this bad advice and these bad examples where they're losing weight, but these people aren't healthy. They're losing rapid amounts of weight very, very quickly, and people think that's a healthy thing for your body to do, but actually it's really not. And so, with these large trends, people eating large amounts of protein, I think we're going to start seeing people having more and more issues with the large amounts of protein going through their body. And what happens when you can't utilize that protein or break it down properly?
But you also, too, Charlotte, in its true form, ketogenic diet is a extremely high fat diet with moderate protein, and then people they switch it, they get confused or misunderstand, and they think it's high protein, low carb, low fat. It's really high fat with moderate protein. And somebody was yesterday called me and was concerned about a relative who's been on this diet for a long time, puts butter in her coffee, puts heavy cream in her coffee, eats bacon, eating all these high fat foods, and is very concerned about her relative's health. And I said to her, well, she can call me. I can try to walk her through this and try to transition her to a way of eating that's more. She wanted to lose weight, and she did. But it's not sustainable. Thank you for sharing that. You almost said word for word what I did, but that's pretty good. What did you want to really focus on today? Put a spotlight on a little bit.
Well, I'm happy to focus. I like riffing with you because I feel like we have a natural transgression between the two of us where we're able to go with it. And so, I'd like to talk more about protein. We just released our first protein into the market. And,
okay.
And we feel it's different. And one of the things is that again, how much protein can you take in one sitting? How much can you actually break down?
Okay, good questions. We'll address that. LTN Coast to Coast featuring Charlotte Trask from New Chapter. Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Charlotte Trask is my guest today. We've been very fortunate over the years to have guests that are quality folks, experts in their field and what they do for a living, day in and day out. And Charlotte is an educator for New Chapter. A New Chapter makes a special effort to try to educate the consumer about, nutrition generally, health and wellness, well-being, and their products, and how their products will fit into that project, that agenda that people may have in trying to do better with their health and their wellness and their well-being. And so you have to, how can I put this? Buying supplements and using supplements is different than buying clothes. You're doing when you're taking a supplement, you're putting it in either on your body or inside of it. And that can have consequences. And so you really need to know what you're doing. You need to know about the products and how they work and what kind of effect you can expect. Charlotte, welcome back. So that protein space in the natural products industry is more competitive than professional hockey. In fact, it's like playing hockey. It's a rough and tumble space. So New Chapter decided to jump into that space. Yes.
Not because of the reason I think a lot of people think that, again, people see a lot of proteins out there and they think, oh, we'll just jump in there. We'll just go and give people an option, and that way we're competing there. And New Chapter, we're not like that. We're kind of we're unique in a way that we love to do things a little bit differently. And the hot ticket right now on proteins is pea protein. There's there's hundreds of pea proteins out there, and we said we don't want to come out with another pea protein. Some people, everybody is different. Some people can't digest peas properly. They can't break it down properly, and it causes some gas. It causes some, just being uncomfortable. And we said we want to target that customer. We want to give them something different so that they can utilize a protein in their body and feel a difference, because a lot of people, and proteins are famous for this, is they're trying to get a little bit of a shortcut, right? You're trying to get good nutrition in the morning. You're on your way to the gym. You're on your way home from the gym. You're trying to squeeze in a meal in your car on your way to work as you commute, right? And you want a healthy option, and protein shakes really seem to be fitting that.
So what source what raw material are you using in your protein product now at New Chapter?
We went for mung bean and brown rice.
Okay, mung bean and brown rice. I just want to comment on pea protein. 15 years ago or so, some companies tried to come out with some protein products that were made from peas as a raw material, and it tasted like pea. It was horrible, just dreadful. And companies have improved the taste of pea protein a lot. And you're right. There's quite a few of them out there now. It's kind of ironic, but years ago, they were having a hard time making that taste good. So you're using mung bean, and what was the other?
Brown rice.
Brown rice. Okay. What's mung bean? What's the deal?
Well, we were looking for a protein-rich food that was also had other nutrients like magnesium and other nutrients that people would be looking for. But we wanted to base it off of something really interesting. We like to look at all different schools of medicine and thought, and we actually went back to Ayurvedic medicine, and we found that there was a dish that people would eat to balance their bodies, and it's called khichdi. And it's a traditional dish that's made with mung beans and brown rice, and it is or rice, and it's basically they call it dosha balancing. You have different doshas in your body. You're trying to balance your body out, and so this was a balancing food for the body when people were cleansing and trying to reach their body back to a balanced state. And we said, well, isn't that cool and interesting? And it's a complete protein, which means it has all the essential amino acids that you would want when you're trying to get your protein. And we said we wanted to base our formula off of that. We thought it was a super smart way to balance people's bodies through nutrition and give them a different option.
Was the mung bean, was that particular food associated with Ayurvedic medicine, did you say?
Yes, that's right.
So it's been in that culture, I guess mung beans. Now, do they serve it up as a standalone dish, or is it always mixed with something else? If you know.
It's usually mixed with something else too. I mean, what we like about mung bean and rice is that, again, so just a little bit about mung beans. It actually has more protein per gram than peas does. It has more calcium per gram. It has more magnesium, more vitamin C, more iron, more B6. And what we like is that it also has the ability to increase the satiety hormone, which is called CCK, and that means you feel fuller longer. So how many of us have had a protein shake in the morning and then by an hour later we're ravenous?
Sure.
So we wanted something different, and mung beans alone do not have all of the amino acids that you.
So they're not it's not a complete protein.
Not without the brown rice, and the
So
brown
you
rice
add the brown
putting
rice.
it together
Okay.
makes a complete protein.
And I've heard people talk about eating mung bean soup.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had that?
I have. I prefer the protein.
That was my next question. Does it taste like mung?
No, we have these really nice, and I call them light flavors. Sometimes I think that sometimes people flavor things that really hit you over the head. Ours is really late, kind of really light on the palate, really nice overall. We did a lot of flavor work to make sure that people were going to enjoy mixing this in, and of course we steered clear of sugar. We're not sugar fans here, so we steered clear of sugar, and it still tastes great. We're really excited about it, but I think the other thing is that we're really excited that your body can break down that protein like we were talking about earlier. Your pancreatic enzymes alone, if you're taking 20 grams of plant protein at once, can only break down 35%, so you're wasting 65% of that protein. We said no, not at New Chapter. We're not doing that. We're going to help people utilize all the protein that they think that they're getting. And so we paired it up with a clinically studied enzyme, and now we're able to deliver 99% protein utilization of that 20 grams. So we're super excited.
877-897-8255. Charlotte Trask, educator for New Chapter, talking about a new product, new SKU, as we call it in the business, a protein. Does it come in different flavors?
Oh, yeah. We have chocolate and we have vanilla, and we also have two different kinds. We have our Fuel and Replenish, which is more geared toward the athletic-minded. It's got organic beet powder and organic coconut water in it.
Ooh.
And then we just have our regular. And again, we're fantastically excited. The original is a great
Excellent. We'll come back with the LTN health question.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolution.
Benefits. First, Zyflamend is an herbal approach to pain relief, helping to soothe minor pain or soreness. Second, Zyflamend is a joint supplement with time-tested herbs to support joint function and flexibility. And the third benefit, Zyflamend supports the body's healthy inflammation response, something that's essential for maintaining whole body health. Zyflamend is New Chapter's clinically tested blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, ginger, and green tea. Zyflamend is non-GMO, project verified, gluten-free, and 100% vegetarian. New Chapter is a leader in supplement quality. Every ingredient, every product, every time. Discover Zyflamend, New Chapter's #1 selling multi-herbal. Zyflamend is made with ginger for occasional pain relief after exercise. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Have you been putting off a cleanse? They can be harsh and leave you chained to the toilet, making for an overall unpleasant experience. Rethink your cleanse with Fluorescence, a daily cleanse that helps safely and gently detoxify your body. Unlike other detoxes that can be hard on the body, Fluorescence supports your body's natural processes, helping it to work more efficiently than it could on its own. The truth is your body is really good at cleansing, but due to the number of toxins we're exposed to, it can use a little daily support. Inspired by traditional OBGYN formula, Fluorescence is made with 8 herbs: burdock root, watercress, sheep sorrel herb, slippery elm, rhubarb root, kelp, blessed thistle, and red clover blossom. These herbs work together to support multiple elimination pathways, gently helping your body's detox systems do what they were made to do, only better. Forget harsh extreme cleanses and cleanse happy. Try Fluorescence for gentle daily cleansing that leaves you feeling rejuvenated. Find Fluorescence at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Well, we were supposed to do the health question at the bottom of the hour, but after, making that, tomorrow we'll do it, I promise. But we'll do it now, as we've been doing for 14 years. We'll do it in this block. Here's the question. Mung beans, New Chapter has a new protein product out. They've taken mung bean and combined it with brown rice protein and put that together in a product. Makes for an interesting combination and a complete protein product. And our guest today, Charlotte, was talking about how mung bean was found its way into Ayurvedic medicine and part of Indian culture, Indian cuisine. In fact, 90% of mung bean crop is grown in India. I believe I'm correct on that. I think it's about 90% production. About 90, yeah, mung bean production is mainly 90% in Asia, generally in Asia. India turns out to be the largest producer with more than 50% of the world production. But here's the question. When was mung bean first domesticated in India? Was it 1500 BC or 1500s? Somewhere in the 1500s. When was mung bean first domesticated in India, where they grew as wild plants? Was it 1500 BC or the 1500s? If you have the right answer, you'll win a $25 gift card, supplement gift card.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
The product, what's the name of the product, the protein product from New Chapter Now?
Complete Organic Plant Protein Plus.
Complete Organic, organic no less. Complete Organic Protein Plus. And then you mentioned that you have another rendition of that too, right?
Yes, we do. We have the Fuel and Replenish.
Mm-hmm. You sent me some of that product. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, and I will.
Well, I can't wait till you do. I'm really excited to hear what you think about it. We think so highly of you. We would absolutely love for you to try it.
Thank you. I have it. It arrived, and I wanted to thank you for that. And I will be sure to include it in a protocol here, and I'll take it and see how I do with that. How much? A question came up today. How much protein should a person consume? I gave some RDAs. I was interested in your professional opinion about that.
I think every person is different. It's really difficult for me to look at a person and say you need 68 grams of protein in a day. It doesn't necessarily work like that, unfortunately. What I think is that you have to look at multiple. First of all, everybody is a different size and weight. They have different energy requirements. People who are working out and trying to build muscle are probably wanting to take more protein than people who aren't. So I think this is a really good thing for people to find out on an individual basis. Do you have a recommendation that you usually?
Well, I can tell you what generally the Institute of IOM Institute of Medicine says. Generally speaking, and you're right, there are a number of variables that are determinative of what you should, how much you should take: your age, your gender, your physical activity level, your health status, and so on. They were talking about 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Kilogram is 2.2 pounds. That's a general, but I have the. I looked at that, and they have a breakdown for infants, for children, all different adults, young adults, older adults. They have different recommendations for different categories, demographic categories. So you're right about that. But generally speaking, about 0.8 grams per kilogram of weight, or per 2.2 pounds. But I hear a lot of people say, 0.8 grams per pound of body weight, or 1 gram of protein for 1 pound of body weight. Mm-hmm. Well, if you weigh 175 pounds, that means if you did 1 for 1, that's 175 grams of protein. That's an awful lot of protein, don't you think?
A lot of protein. It's a lot of protein.
I don't know if the average person needs that much. If they're not working out, they're not an athlete, I'm not so sure they need all that protein, and it all doesn't get metabolized and used anyway, right?
Right, absolutely. And then if you're digesting all that unused protein, it can be very hard on your kidneys. It can be very hard on other functions of the body.
And it can get those extra I mean, they have calories too. There's 4 calories per gram. So they can get, those calories can get stored as fat too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. People think, I'll eat protein, I won't get fat. Well, no, that's not how it works. So when's a good time for a person to take a protein product like the one from New Chapter Now?
You know what? I would say, everybody's different. I take it as a part of my morning routine. I take it as like my health smoothie in the morning instead of making a big breakfast. I do a really nice protein smoothie, and that fills me up for the morning, and I like it because I feel like I get a lot of nutritional insurance that way. It's like a really good decision I make that kind of starts my day off right. But a lot of people take protein within an hour of working out. And that's to help rebuild those muscle groups and really try and start to repair some of the damage that they've done from working out, because that's what working out is. It's tearing muscles, and you're trying to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, it's different for every person.
Here's the health question of the day. When was mung bean first domesticated? Was it in India? Was it 1500 BC or the 1500s? 877-897-8255. I'll give you a hint. In Thailand, mung bean has been around about over 2,000 years in Thailand. So I'll give you a hint. It's really been around a long time. How about that? 1500 BC, before Christ, 1500 years before Christ, or was it in the 1500s? 877-897-8255. How would you, just generally as a sidebar, I'm curious, how would you describe your diet?
Me? Well, I try to eat really good, healthy fats, like avocados and olive oil, and then I try and eat really good, I eat protein. My husband's a vegetarian, but I do eat meat. I try to stick towards grass-fed meats and free-range meats. I try to stay away from red meat, but I mostly eat chicken and fish and any sort of poultry, really. And then I include tons and tons of organic vegetables.
Sounds good to me. New chapter, the new protein product. Get it. Your health is your wealth.
Everyone's raving about the newest botanical superstar hitting the